close your eyes for a moment and picture America in the 1800s. No cars, no phones, no glowing streetlights. Just dirt roads, candlelight, and a nation still figuring out what it could become. But in the middle of all that simplicity came ideas. Big ones. That changed everyday life forever. Today, we're dusting off the pages of history and looking at 10 American inventions from the 1800s that changed life forever. 1. The cotton gin, 1793. Life on a cotton farm wasn't easy. Separating cotton fibers from their seeds took hours of hand-picking. Then Eli Whitney rolled out a little wood machine with some brushes and wire teeth. And suddenly, the job that took all day could be done in minutes. Cotton became king, fueling factories and fortunes. But it also deepened America's dependence on slavery, a reminder that progress can come at a heavy price. 2. The steamboat, 1807. Before steamboats, rivers were one-way roads. You could float downstream, but coming back, that meant horses pulling your boat along the shore. When Robert Fulton's Clermont steamed up the Hudson River, people watched in awe. Suddenly, river travel went both ways, faster, smoother, and far more comfortable. The paddle wheel became a symbol of frontier adventure, long before the railroad stole the show. 3. The Telegraph, 1837. Imagine waiting weeks to hear news from a loved one. Then, overnight, Samuel Morse's telegraph made messages travel almost instantly, just dots and dashes sent through wires. But to people of the 1830s, it felt like magic. It changed business, war, and the way families stayed connected. The last official telegram was sent in 2006, but spark lives on in every text and email we send. 4. The sewing machine, 1846. Back then, a family's wardrobe was stitched by hand, one painstaking seam at a time. Elias Howe and Isaac Singer helped change that with the sewing machine. Suddenly, mothers could make a shirt in hours instead of days, and tailors could keep up with growing towns. It gave birth to fashion as we know it, and to the hum of machines that never quite lost their charm. 5. The revolver, 1836. In 1836, Samuel Colt introduced a repeating firearm that could fire multiple shots without reloading. For frontiersmen, lawmen, and even settlers heading west, it was a game changer. The revolver became more than a weapon. It became a symbol of survival and self-reliance in a land still being tamed. Today, it's an icon of the Old West, polished and preserved in museums. 6. The Typewriter, 1868. Picture an office in the 1860s. Ink bottles, fountain pens, and endless pages of handwriting. Then came Christopher Sholes' typewriter, turning writing into a rhythmic tap-tap-tap. It brought speed and neatness to business, newspapers, and novels. Even today, that sound carries a hint of nostalgia, a reminder of smoky newsrooms and writers hammering away at their next big story. 7. The safety elevator, 1852. Cities couldn't grow taller than people were willing to climb, until Elisha Otis stepped onto a platform at the Crystal Palace exhibition. In front of the stunned crowd, he cut the elevator's rope. Instead of falling, it locked in place. The audience gasped and cheered. Skyscrapers became possible, and America began to look upward. 8. The Transcontinental Railroad, 1869. Before the railroad, traveling coast to coast took months by wagon or ship. In 1869, a golden spike joined two rail lines in Utah, and suddenly, the journey could be done in days. It connected families, opened trade, and changed a very shaped country. Standing where that spike was driven, you can almost hear the whistle of the first train heading west. 9. The telephone, 1876. When Alexander Graham Bell spoke into his invention, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you," it wasn't just a call. It was a turning point. Voices could leap across wires, connecting people in ways no letter ever could. Those clunky wooden phones paved the way for everything from rotary dials to smartphones. But nothing will ever match the wonder of that first hello. 10. The incandescent light bulb, 1879. And then came light. Real light, not flickering candles or smoky oil lamps. Thomas Edison's bulb made nights brighter, work longer, and cities safer. It wasn't the first bulb ever made, but it was the first that truly worked. In that soft, golden glow was a promise. The future had arrived. These inventions weren't just clever gadgets. They were stepping stones, each one lighting the path to the modern world. Some have faded away. Others became so common, we hardly noticed them. But all of them tell a story of American grit, curiosity, and a belief that tomorrow could be better than today. Which invention would you want to see in action? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip back in time, give us a like and subscribe for more stories from America's past. Until next time, keep the memories alive.